To say goodbye to you, wish you didn't have to go. No, 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 no. And when the rain beats against my window pane, I'll think of summer days again and dream of you. They say that all good things must end someday. Autumn leaves must fall. But don't you know that it hurts me so to say goodbye to you? Wish you didn't have to go. No, 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 no. And when the rain beats against my window pane, I'll think of summer days again and dream of you. And dream of you.
Oh, how you tried to put me down to size, telling dirty lies to my friends. My own father, give her up, oh bother. The world isn't coming to an end.
Said,
Walk like a man, talk like a man, walk like a man, my son. Walking on the earth, so walk like a man, my son. Fine, baby, I don't need maybe. Gonna get home somehow. Soon you'll be crying. Count over your lying. Oh yeah, just look who's laughing now.
I'm going to
Walk like a man, fast as I can. Walk like a man from you. Out to the world, forget about it, girl. And walk like a man from you.
WSME W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News until NATO. At least 14 people killed in the storms pounding California. Tens of thousands evacuated in counties like Santa Barbara, Santa Cruz, and Sacramento.
Very, very intense. I mean, it almost doesn't seem real.
Unbelievable. It's very scary.
The National Weather Service warns of more torrential rain and flooding today. Sensitive documents from President Biden's time as vice president found at what had been his private office in
To the White House, quote, the White House is cooperating with the National Archives and the DOJ regarding the discovery of what appear to be Obama-Biden administration records, including a small number of documents with classified markings. The archives took possession of the materials.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. Attorney General Merrick Garland has asked a Trump-appointed attorney in Chicago to review the situation. America's News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Well, a good Tuesday morning to you, and to you, and to you,
Thank you.
and to all y'all,
To you.
all y'all's out there.
Oh, y'all's.
I'm Rayford Brown,
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
and Theo. I hope this meets with your approval.
I'm sure it'll be something.
You,
What?
you're missing the microphone thing is on
Oh,
your
I didn't notice
eyeball.
that. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Where y'all been?
Okay.
We're so terrible about
Y'all
noticing
don't
things.
notice anything.
We come in and the
I
whole
know. I
wall's
would notice if you
decorated.
didn't have a shirt on.
Oh, here we go.
I'm
Oh
just
my
saying I would
goodness.
notice that.
Oh, I heard about that yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I
Hmm.
had people calling me too saying they were just dying.
Robin was thinking of ways to prank you with that.
Oh, I
Yes,
got one
yes.
from him.
Yeah.
I got one from him, but it didn't
Kelly.
like me.
Look out the window at the sun at
I
the
know, it's
sunrise.
beautiful.
It is
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous
It's like
out there.
somebody took a paintbrush.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
pretty.
So anyway, yeah, I like it. I like watching the sun come up. People say, well, always say, why do you get up so early? I said, it's the 30 minutes before sunrise
It's very-
and
yeah.
right after sunrise is the most gorgeous time of
Yeah.
day until
Most
sunset
peaceful,
and
too.
30 minutes after.
Yeah.
It's my
I agree with
favorite
that.
time of
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
used to go out and shoot a lot of photos at that time. The lighting was just so nice.
This is would be a pretty picture for someone.
On shooting people under sun conditions like this too is great. Shot
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of
beautiful out. Beautiful.
sunrises and sunsets with people in them over the decades and decades ago. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, boy. Tragic news, sad news this morning. Not tragic, I guess. It is sad. You pointed out. And I
Yes,
found out
yes.
that a very young person, by my standards today,
Right.
very young,
She's 52.
has passed away.
Lynette Hardaway,
Better known as Diamond of
Diamond and Silk. Broke my heart when I heard that.
strong supporters. They were Democrats until Donald Trump ran for office in
Right.
2015. That's when
Right.
they switched party affiliations and kind of went on the road and did all sorts of pro-Trump stuff
Yes.
at rallies and on their YouTube channel. Made a bunch of money
Yes,
at it.
they
And,
did.
And in fact, they were at the 2017 inauguration.
Yes, they were the type of women too. As soon as you met them, you felt like you've known them forever.
Yeah, we had them on the air here back in 2016, I think it
Mhm.
was. Could be 15. But had them on the air for, probably a 15-minute interview.
Mhm.
Just down to earth, normal people.
Yes.
Good old North Carolina ladies.
Oh yeah, good old North Carolina girls.
Mhm.
I remember when they came here.
Oh, I remember I
Yeah.
was working the polls
Mhm.
and I got a call from the North Carolina Republican Party going, Diamond and Silk will be there in a couple hours to your
Mhm.
headquarters. I was like, what? So we scrambled and got everything pulled together and they pulled up in a great big old
The
bus,
I
Women
remember
for
the
Trump.
bus. Yeah.
They were just,
A couple of
I just
very
love
nice
this.
ladies. And
I just loved them.
I think we had them on twice, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's-
they
that's so
came to
much for that.
Jacksonville twice too, because it wasn't long after that they came with Lord Trump also.
Mhm.
Guess who we have on the air right now?
Oh,
Theo?
Nope.
Oh.
We have the one, the only, the newly elected senator, newly sworn in senator from the great state of North Carolina, Ted Bunn. Good morning, Senator.
good
How are you?
morning.
Oh, good morning.
Rayford, it gives me chills when you say that.
Well, the
Good
first
morning,
Ted,
Senator.
Good morning.
first time I talked with you was when you were running, and I'm like, okay, who's this guy?
remember
What's
when he
going
called
on?
in, yes.
And that it was rewarding to hear some freshness coming from the political arena.
Mhm.
I've got Lee, and I got
Appreciate
Lee in the studio with me this morning as co-host. But appreciate you taking the time so early in the morning. I didn't think anybody but a couple squirrels and the three of us get up this time of day.
What we call it here at Davie County on the little further to the west, we say, is it early or late early? We're getting towards late early right here on the farm in Davie County.
I understand. We were just talking about it. This is my favorite time of day because we, can see the sun coming up. So
Oh yeah, it's beautiful here.
It's wonderful. We do appreciate you taking the time this morning, and you've been in office officially for just a few days. Any regrets as yet?
We're a week into it. Look, it is absolutely my honor to be able to do this. anybody that says they're, completely prepared and qualified for this is lying to you. But it's very humbling to be able to do this. Our nation, it needs great leaders. I can't do this alone. We told folks out there all around the 100 counties during the campaign what we're going to work on, and that's still our intention. We're going to work on things like the border, the debt crisis, overspending, the government debt.
Amen.
The fentanyl crisis. I mean, we got our work cut out for it.
Well, the border crisis and the fentanyl crisis, to me, go hand in hand. Being from a law enforcement background, I see this as one of our priorities, quickly followed by inflation and, and just keeping people safe.
You really do. I mean, that's the role of the government. I mean, it is a security role, and it's not complicated. Yes, it's hard. And I probably said this to you last time we talked, Rayford. But when I was down at the border, and I've been there multiple times, and I've been in the truck along the border with the border agents, and in some places it's a single strand barbed wire fence, if that, and you can just walk straight across,
Sure.
No protection. And they said, what we need is an administration that has our back. Look, I mean, do you want to hold law enforcement accountable? Absolutely. But at the same time, you want to be on the same team. And I don't see that from the Biden administration. That's very disheartening for those who put their lives on the line for us each and every day. And, sheriffs also have told me, Rayford, they said every single county in North Carolina is now a border county because of Joe Biden's policies. And we see that. With the leading cause of death from those 18 to 45-year-olds, especially men, being fentanyl coming right across our borders.
Yeah. The one thing that could be done, I think, if Joe Biden could wage a one-man campaign and just stay and visit every border town as he did with El Paso, because all the migrant camps were put away, they disappeared. There were no illegals to be seen anywhere in that area, and he did it in 4 hours. So what's the problem with the rest of our government?
Like the Pope Mobile, if you just put him in there, just drive along all 1,932 miles of our border.
I like that.
You could fix it in about a week, I think. Right?
I'm sure of it.
Everything would be cleaned up, and it's just amazing what they could do for a photo op.
So when are you going to hold the czar, the border czar's feet to the fire? 2 years ago, she was given this task, and I don't think she's been to the border yet. If she has, she sneaked in and sneaked out.
What she did is she did a refueling stop on the way to California, I believe, and that was probably over a year ago. And a refueling stop in El Paso is not really a border visit, nor is a photo op this past weekend from Joe Biden. Look, I'm reading even Tony Gonzalez, a colleague of mine from the House. And he's not an edgy Republican. He's like, hey, he wants to be included in the discussion. Obviously, he's got a Latino background and knows El Paso well, represents El Paso County.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big district that he's got. But he was snubbed. He said, we don't have space to accommodate him. Well, again, it shows you what he's not really about solving things and not just reaching across the aisle, but also fixing the border. And it didn't seem like Joe Biden's really about that. He's about a photo op. And this is really about 2024 for Joe Biden. He realizes that the map for Senate is not favorable. The winds are against him. He has said he's running for re-election. And so he's trying to check some boxes early on to say that he's been to the border. So this is really about CYA, if you will. And but it's not really about fixing the problem.
Do you really believe he is actually going to run in 2024?
Well, that's a great question, but I will say he has to at least act like he's going to run.
Of course he does
now.
now.
Whether he does or not is to be determined. But in order for him to be as, in his mind, effective as possible, he has to say that he's running. And the great thing about Republicans, you're going to see a big primary coming up. Of course, President Trump has announced he's running, and but you've also got a slate of about a dozen really good Republican candidates out there who would do a great job. And I would say Republicans have options, not a deep bench of leadership when it comes to the Democrats.
Trump's announcement and even his appearances during the midterm elections, there are a lot of folks who say, that just really hurt the Republican Party. And then we heard last night, I guess, on the House floor, any number of Democrats bashing Trump or calling calling hardcore Republicans Trumpers.
Yes,
What is this about?
They were vile against the Republicans last night.
Well, they're very upset in the House. It's been focused in the last week or so since January 3rd, and it's been quite a ride. But it's a beautiful picture in retrospect of our representative democracy and our republic. And so I'm very proud of where the House got to and what they've done, especially in the last 24 hours. Look, people would say that on the campaign trail with me all around the state, and they would try to bash Trump. And I would say, look, do you like the fact that we had the lowest unemployment in recorded history for women, for Hispanics, for minorities? Do you like the fact that Russia wasn't invading Ukraine, that North Korea wasn't retesting nuclear missiles, that China was in check, that Iran wasn't spinning up their centrifuges? Do you like the relative peace that we had? Maybe you had a few mean tweaks here and there, but I'll take those over the chaos that has been Joe Biden's administration for the past 2.5 years.
You had any talks one-on-one with the other great senator from the great state of North Carolina?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I really look forward to having him as my senior senator. And he was helpful to me out there. I'm going to be my own person, but I appreciate his help, especially behind the scenes, telling those, hey, take Ted Budd seriously. He can win this. He just needs your support. And, back in 2014, nobody knew who I was. I wasn't political. I was just a small business owner, and met him. He was Speaker of the House. And, one of the things, I think CNBC rated our state one of the best, if not the best places in the country to do business and to live. And a lot of that was because of Senator Tillis. It was then Speaker Tillis of the State House. And a lot of the things he helped lead to reform our state after having been under decades and decades of Democrat control. So he really broke that. And back in 2010, got our state going in the right direction. So we got to remember his history and give him thanks for what he's done in Raleigh.
Yeah, I remember him in Raleigh as well. He made an impression on me as just a North Carolina, Joe Good citizen. And I was impressed with him at that time. I was happy to see him run for U.S. Senate, and I was really happy to see him get elected and again. So he's one of my all-time. I can't agree with everything he does, all of his positions, and not everybody agrees with mine, including my wife. But that's beside the point, we are our own persons. And I do like people who stand up for what they believe, as long as they're rational about it.
Well, he does. He's a wonderful person. And of course, I can't imagine we're going to be in lockstep on every issue. But the 80-90% of the things we're going to be working together on to make North Carolina a better place for all of us.
So
that's my goal, is to make life better for North Carolinians.
Okay.
And,
So
I'm going to work on that, and I certainly imagine he will as well.
What are you going to go after first? So there's got to be some targets out there for you.
These are the promises we made in all 100 counties. It's border, it's inflation, it's crime, and we're going to focus everything we can on that issue and continuing to make life better for us here in North Carolina. You remember, if you think about a race car, you got, any car, right? You got a brake pedal and a gas pedal. A lot of what we're going to do, since we did not end up in the majority, yes, I won here in North Carolina, but again, unfortunately, Chuck Schumer is going to be driving the ship, and we got to put the brakes on as much as we can and stop the bad ideas that are going to be coming out of the increasingly radical left. And thank goodness for, even though it's a narrow majority in the House, we're very appreciative of their ability to accelerate us in the right direction. But on the Senate side, it's a lot of brake pedal, and that's stopping the bad ideas and that we've seen in the last 2 years.
I noticed some of the photo ops in El Paso was Mr. Biden in front of the wall, the infamous wall. Did you see that?
I've been and seen those walls. And the next visit, I hope to go to the Del Rio sector. I hope to go to El Paso. That section. I've been to the Tucson sector.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, you do have, I think I said earlier, about a little over 1,930 miles of border. And what you had, take where you are or where those photo ops were, or go to San Diego, right north of Tijuana. I can say in that case in California, when they put the border wall up, they reduced illegal immigration. I said illegal. They reduced it by 95%. So what he's going to do, and for that photo op, he's going to say, I've been to the border and look, it's working, and I'm pro-border. So he's going to say that towards 2024. And that's all this is about. But if you go several miles only in each direction, you begin to have deterioration of security, understaffed border patrol, absent borders. And that's where the problems are. It's not right there at the checkpoints near where he was taking pictures. It's out in the other 1,900 miles that's not secure. There's just way too many gaps in our hole, or in holes in the wall.
Yeah. Senator, I appreciate your time, and I understand that we're working on setting up something to have you like every second Tuesday of the month around 7 o'clock, 7:05 every in the morning. So are you good with that?
Well, again, yeah, for the farm, it's late early. I can see y'all are a few minutes ahead being east of me, but I look forward to being down there in person in Onslow County and being with you all, and absolutely look forward to joining you all as much as possible. You're very gracious to have me this morning. Thank you.
Love to have you in the studio
Yes.
when you're available, if you're in the area.
Yes.
Look forward to it as well. God bless y'all, and have a great rest of the week.
Thank you,
Thank
Senator.
you. We appreciate it. Senator Ted Budd, our newly sworn in senator, number
That's
2
awesome.
here in North Carolina.
That was great that he called.
It's good.
Yes.
I agree.
We've been working on this, and so he had to get into position. And
Yes.
his folks back home said they would like to offer him up every second Tuesday.
That's
so
wonderful.
I said,
And we have Senator Tillis that's always good about
He
calling
is.
us on a regular basis, and our Congressman Murphy too.
And we
So,
have Senator Tillis scheduled for Thursday morning.
Yes.
And he right now, what's today? Tuesday. He's on the border.
Yes.
He'll be there until tomorrow, travel day tomorrow, and we have him on Thursday morning. And hopefully we'll have Congressman Murphy. We're working on
He's
that.
been a little busy lately.
We're tentatively scheduled for Friday morning.
Yes, I saw him speak yesterday on the House floor.
He's a busy guy, and he'll be able to come home this weekend, and that way he can cross on his way home.
Yes, he's good about that.
He likes to do it that way, so that works out fine for us as well. Okay, let's take a break, do a little bit of weather. Our number today, by the way, our phone system was had a little bit of a hiccup yesterday. I did finally do the show 2 hours after I went through and tried to isolate the problems with line 2. Robin was not wrong yesterday.
Yes, we apologize. I apologize, Robin.
I don't.
But he did butt call me again yesterday.
It's about time he gets
He doesn't
something
even know
right.
it.
I'm just kidding, Robin. Just kidding. But anyway, our line 2 was ringing. Yes, it rang just fine. You pick up the phone, you can hear, you talk. I did everything. But when I went through and this little interface thing, the box that we have here for one for each of our 2 lines, for whatever reason, it decided to quit yesterday. So I said, well, it's going to have to be cables. It's going to have to be a connection. It's going to have, nope. I went through for 2 hours, and then I finally was online ordering a new one. The suckers are $1,200.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Each one of these over here is $1,200.
Yes.
I found a better deal, but that's beside the point.
I say, let's just put in a wall full of phones.
Yeah. But anywho, I said at the last instant, I said, well, stupid.
He should have done what he
You're
should
an
have done
electronic
initially.
tech from the get-go. And the first thing you do with electronics, today's electronics, because they're full of logic. I'm not sure why anybody refers to the stuff in electronics as logic. And you haven't asked me what Fred is, but I'm going to name both of these Fred. I'll tell you during the break.
I know what
Okay.
it is. I
Fred
think.
1, Fred 2.
No, lead us.
Oh, just
Don't even say it. Mm-mm.
I'll tell you
Wait, just a
with the
commercial.
mics off. And cover my lips so they can't read my lips too.
Mhm.
Anyway, you unplug it. Wait 15 seconds. Plug it back in,
And guess what?
and it worked.
It worked.
I've learned that usually with the cable boxes.
Always
and
with the cable
my,
box. That's the first thing that. Even
my
if you
sound
call the
bar.
company,
But
they tell
Rayford
you
would have
that.
saved himself 2 hours had he
Yep.
initially done that.
Yep.
So there's that.
Well,
Yeah.
look, I'm not saying anything because as much time as I've
Yeah.
spent lately on electronics at the house,
Mhm.
brought again.
That's okay. My brand new computer at work won't print. So there's that.
Oh my!
They worked
well,
on it all day yesterday.
Robbie's having one of those issues
That's
too.
so
Hers is
aggravating.
intermittent.
No, ours is. Well, I just have a brand new computer on my desk.
Mine
and
is, I have a new laptop at the house, so I could leave this one here. It will not connect to the printer. It says I'm in safe mode. And so then I have to research how to get out of safe mode. And finally, I just said, well, I can't say what I said, but I'm just like, you know what? I don't need to print.
Well,
Something's going out onto the driveway.
I need to
for it,
print,
so-
and we have a big industrial printer at work, and it won't connect. So they're going to work on it again. Xerox is even involved, and they can't
Plug a
figure it
long
out.
wire into
It's
it.
a hot mess. It's wireless.
I
It's
know
just
that.
a
Plug a
big
long
mess.
wire into it.
It'd have to be very. It's in a
Along
whole.
the
I'm
way,
not.
okay.
It's not in my office.
I
It's
know,
got to
it's
go
all
down
right.
the hall.
That's fine. Run it right down the hallway.
No, that's we get dinged on our inspection for that. The fire department would have a fit. No.
Why? A wire is a
trip and
wire.
fall hazard.
Yeah, it's a hazard when you got clients.
That's
coming
all
in.
shit. That's not the fire department.
No,
Oh,
they
fire department
they
would
come in
ding
and
you for it.
inspect.
I know
I'll tell
that,
you
but
what.
they expect for fire
Yeah.
hazards.
They inspect for a lot of things, Rayford. Trust me.
Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
DriveWise Allstate mobile app gives you personalized driving feedback, and by adding it to your policy, you can save for driving safe just by being yourself. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands at Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today. Not available in every state. Savings based on DriveWise and other safe driving discounts. Savings vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones 55-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
After a long day, who wants to spend time in the kitchen? Let the Burrow restaurant simplify your life and do the cooking for you. Family dinners that will please even the pickiest palate. Place your to-go order at the Burrow's Facebook page. Tell us if there's a special pickup time or any other instructions, and we'll take care of the rest. And craft cocktails to go. Restrictions apply. Ask for details. Simplify your life with help from the Burrow restaurant, 109 Front Street in historic downtown Swansboro.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
You know, the Tideline Marine will open up its doors at 8:30 this morning, an hour and 3 minutes from now. You need to be in line down there waiting for them to open up. Welcome everybody back.
Oh, yeah.
They were open last week for, but it was sort of partially open last week. And a lot of folks weren't aware of it. They're a week now through the winter hours. It's Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday, the weekdays are open at 8:30 and they're open until 5 o'clock. And then on Saturdays from 8:30 until 2 o'clock and closed on Sunday and Monday. So get on down there. They got some good deals, and they're going to have some more really good
have
deals.
A pot of chili or anything? Welcome us all in.
No,
Darn.
not unless I cook it, and then I'm not going to be there today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, if I go, sometimes I will cook it. Here we go. We got a young man coming in. Strong but fast-moving cold front will cross the area Thursday night into early Friday. Cooler, high pressure returning by the weekend. Offshore today, winds out of the northwest around 5 knots, becoming westerly in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3, dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers will be flatter than Twiggy. Northerly winds on Wednesday, 5 to 10 knots, becoming easterly in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet, dominant period 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers only a light chop.
Today, partly sunny, high of 57. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 35. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 61. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 43. Thursday is going to be the absolute warmest day of the week. Partly sunny, a high of 70. With gusty winds, his gusts as high as 15. And then Thursday night, there's going to come some rain in, and that's going to usher in some coldness.
No.
Well, at least it's not snow.
No,
sleet,
nothing like that. No, none of that
ice.
nonsense.
We're good.
Oh,
No
yeah.
problem.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Saturday night's going to be 28, but it's going to be clear.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're going to have your
There's no
fire.
moisture left.
well, I will
in
have a
it.
fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll have. I'm going to have mine
It
rolling.
gets
Yeah.
below 40, and it gets
Same.
below 50, and I'm ready to build a fire.
I'm with you,
So,
Rayford.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the way
I
it
know
is.
it was really the pressure. Sending pictures last night of the fireplace and cooking hot dogs.
That was a cool, ingenious thing you
I
did.
cooked
Clever.
kielbasa last night
Oh,
in
kielbasa?
front of the fire. Put it on I got a special hot dog cooking thing, and I just stabbed those things down there
Did
and
it
put it up.
work?
Oh yes, it worked.
Did it?
It had a
Yeah.
flavor. You could smell it cooking.
Oh.
Took about 2 hours of cooking. Whoops. I kicked that one all over the place.
Okay.
Anyway, Marine Forecast, by the way, is brought to you every day, twice a day, weekdays, by Tideline Marine. They're located at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. We have a guest.
We do have a guest.
Yes, we do.
Studio. Long time no see.
Yeah, good morning. Nice to be here.
Let's see, make sure I've got the right microphones up for you. Yep, I got the right one. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
How are you?
Very well, thanks.
Yeah, you doing good?
Yeah, no, because I had COVID.
I had heard that.
Yeah.
I tested negative on Wednesday.
Good.
Last
Yeah.
week,
He
so
said, I've tested 4 times. And I go, okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's good. You're good. You can come in.
Yeah.
So, you feeling all right though? Did you have a mild case or a severe case or what?
I had a really high temperature. Went to
Really?
Now I used one of those ones that takes your temperature on your forehead initially.
And that's usually a
and
little
that's
lower, by the way.
Well, it showed it was 107.
What?
But,
Oh my!
Oh
and then
my.
105 and then 103. But I went on to Paxlovid,
Wait a minute.
and that made all the
Coming over here.
difference.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. I
You-
don't have
Yeah.
it anymore. I've
Yeah.
tested it.
Yeah, I know. Just the thought, 105.
105, 107. You could heat up the room.
I'd be
Yeah.
laying on
Well,
the floor.
I just wore shorts,
Uh-huh.
and I went outside. It was freezing weather, and
You were just
I guess that's one shock your system.
And then I put ice over myself.
Yeah,
and
cool
I
you
ran
down.
a fan on me. And,
Yeah, it used to be, for babies and stuff like that. You have a high temperature like that, they recommend alcohol rub
Rubbing
downs.
alcohol.
Yeah, rubbing alcohol makes it as it evaporates, it pulls heat away.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
one of the things
We,
we used to do.
we had a son who got a really high temperature, and we had to put him in a bath of water. It would happen quite often with ice in it, and just pour the water on him, and then check his temperature all the time. And, and gradually it would take 20 minutes, and it would suddenly come down, and you had to stop.
Oh, wow.
All right. Anyway, okay. So we got through. I'm not getting the 83 calls per day anymore that I was getting for it's Medicare season. We're your Medicare representatives. No, you're not. You got a spam risk designation on your phone call, your caller ID, and of course, most of the calls are coming from a boiler room activity. Hi, this is Sarah, Jane, Sue, or whatever, with broken English, very poor broken English, by the way. And I was having all sorts of issues, and I was irritated. I didn't even want to hear about Medicare. And then, of course, we had you in here a couple of times talking about it. A legitimate person.
Yes.
Thank God. And you set up pretty much every day during the week over at the Walmart here on Marine Boulevard North. What do you do when it's the off season? Are you still giving advice?
Yes, there's actually there's a lot to do. So basically, there's people turning 65 or people new to Medicare. They may be retiring or they may have moved here. Also, now agents aren't allowed to actively market it, but there's an open enrollment period from January to March. Where somebody, if they're in the wrong plan, if they've chosen the wrong plan,
really,
or they perhaps didn't make a choice last year, and they can decide to make one move into a different Advantage plan. But you have to be in an Advantage plan in order to be able to take advantage of that.
Okay, that makes sense. So you already have to have an Advantage plan, but you can switch from one plan to the other.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really for people if they picked a plan and they found out one of their doctors isn't in it, and they need to swap to a different plan, or they've got one of their drugs and that isn't covered in that plan. So that is something, now I'm not allowed to actively market that. I suppose in some ways I'm sort of mentioning it here, but anybody can Google it and find out about it. So
now you mentioned making sure you've got a plan that covers your doctor or your doctor's enrolled in a certain plan. I friend of mine in another county, he said that we here in Onslow County there were more particular doctors covered or in this particular plan that I have. Than in the county where he is. And there's that most of our doctors do fall into that category here in Onslow County. Have we found this to be the case across North Carolina? And why aren't why are we not united in these United States and in North Carolina?
Are you sort of saying that there's more doctors in this area? Or?
More doctors in this area under this plan, and percentage-wise. That virtually all the doctors here are okay, but in his county, he really had to be picking and choosing.
Yeah, it is very county dependent. Basically, the insurance companies try to get set up networks in areas, and they've got to get the particular hospital in that area to come into the network, and that causes some of the problems. And that's why Onslow didn't have the new plans for years, because of not being able to set up
I find that amazing that we have such a disparity from county to county. And I'm glad Onslow, I'm a little selfish now, but I'm glad Onslow doesn't fall into that category anymore.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But I'm just concerned that other counties are like that.
Well, it's getting better with time. It gets better. I've spent 6 years doing this now, and I've seen a tremendous difference with how many different plans and how many different doctors are in the network.
Mm-hmm.
But see, doctors have to apply to go into a network. The doctor has to submit the credentialing paperwork and all that stuff.
Other than not getting as
yeah.
much money from the insurance companies, why would a doctor not want to go under the plan?
The money.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So if he lives in a very rich area where the patients are going to come to him anyway, he's okay.
Yeah, for instance, I have a doctor who, two of my doctors have never been in any advantage. Well, one of them has not been in any advantage plan ever.
Really?
I still, by choice, decide to go to that doctor, and I give him a large bottle of Chivas Regal every Christmas. So I have a good relationship.
Now,
the barter.
There are ways that you can reduce your bill.
There you go. I like that. If there's something that people can do to check to be sure that a doctor that they may be in, for instance, let's see, 1st of November, I had no clue that I was going to be involved in a major health issue.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I need to be checking in advance for cardiologists to see who's covered, who's involved in my plan, who's in the network, or a whatever doctor specialists that are out there. Should we be doing things like that, particularly as we get older? Or, I mean, there are trauma situations that occur to anybody at any age. How do we know what doctor we're going to end up with?
Well, I'd say that, especially for the companies we're talking about in this area, you've got the main doctors in the plan. I have, maybe not in this area, but you can always go to Duke, or like I've got a fellow that signed up with me during annual enrollment period, and he's up in at Duke right now having an operation. So the networks are good. And I can talk specifically about the Blue Cross one. There's, I think it's 78,000 providers in North Carolina. So you've got a large choice to pick from.
Sure. Well, that's good. So that's what people should be doing now to make absolutely sure.
Well, yeah.
Especially if they signed up during that enrollment and they've found out that, hey, wait a minute now, my doctors doesn't fall under this network. He's not in a network.
Change doctors or networks.
So, or insurance companies.
Yes.
Or contact your broker, or the actual, probably better to contact your broker, or you could possibly contact the insurance company and say, hey, this doctor isn't in network. And they can then reach out to the doctor and try to get them into network.
Oh, okay.
Because that happens as well, especially when a company is new to the area, like we had this year. They will try to actively get those doctors into the network.
Okay.
And that happened with a couple of doctors since I've been here. There was one thing I didn't mention, and that is people that qualify for extra help, which is if they, or a low intensity, if you're a single person pulling in less than $1,700 a month plus minus, or a married couple pulling in less than $2,500 or so, then you can qualify to get extra help, whether you're whether you've got a drug plan, advantage plan, and then you're able to choose a new advantage plan also. So I help people. I go to food pantries and help people at food pantries. I volunteer at food pantries and help them. That's a really good way of helping people, because you're able to get them onto a plan that gives them extra benefits.
No, it's good for you. Let's take a real quick break. If anybody's got a question you'd like to ask Peter this morning, we're good to go. 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane and Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane and Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane and Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane and Associates Family Dentistry.
If you own rental property but don't have time or expertise to manage it, entrust Fountain Management with managing your rental properties. There will be no disappointments. Fountain Management is very receptive to answering any questions along the way. If you're looking for an honest, professional, friendly management company, call Fountain Management today, 910-455-1609, or visit Fountain Management at 255 Williamsburg Parkway, Jacksonville.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we are back, and in the studio, we're talking Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare, all sorts of medical
Health insurance.
Health insurance. There you
Yes.
go. Which is
That's easy.
Medicare, Medicaid are basically health insurance plans, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And they're different parts, but they come under different rules because they're government controlled, right? They're government sponsored, government controlled. So we're from the government, and we're here to help you. Duck. Sometimes that's the way I feel. All of the calls that you're getting, I will say all the calls that I've gotten from individuals claiming to be, I'm from Medicare. Well, no, you're not. You're not from Medicare. Medicare doesn't call me, right? Does Medicare actually exist anywhere with a phone number?
Yes, 1-800-Medicare.
Is that right? It is.
Yeah.
So
That's easy. I like that.
So if
Yeah.
if you get a call from somebody that's any other number other than 800 Medicare, you don't believe what they're having to say to you.
No.
So
people aren't allowed. Agents are not allowed to call people unless they, and this is a law, unless they've signed one and they send that mailer back to me with their signature on it. Saying that
You can call.
please contact me, then I can contact you. But I can't go and door knock somebody. All I can do is phone you up and ask you, if you'd like to make an appointment. That's the way it's meant to be. Of course, it doesn't work that way.
Well, these folks don't want to make an appointment. They want you to sign up and give them your credit card number and go ahead and do it over the phone. They're not going to come knocking on your door. They don't have a brick and mortar building.
Well, we have a listener who just stated that they have a 10 o'clock appointment with you.
Nice.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
What's some of the best advice if you have to give a couple of points for folks that they're turning 65 or they've just moved into the state? they're going to be bombarded, I'm sure, by their friends and neighbors and relatives. Oh, you got to make sure you do your Medicare thing. Well, first of all, you turn 65, the government, and you're paying taxes. The government's going to send you your Medicare information, right?
Should do.
Mhm.
I would always say, because I've met a couple of people in my time that haven't got the information from the government.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So if you're on Social Security already, and a lot of people that I meet are, then you should automatically be sent your Medicare A and B card. But I've had a couple of people, as I mentioned, that didn't actually get their Medicare A and B card. And so I always say, if you're turning 65, then 3 months before your birth month, you should receive your Medicare card at that time. If you haven't got it in that first period, so you got so say you're turning 65 in June, then in March, you should receive your A and B card. I would contact Medicare and
800
say, hey,
Medicare.
1-800 Medicare, and say, hey, I want to make sure you're processing my Medicare A and B card. I need to get that. Now you can do that. You can do it online, or you can do it over the phone with Medicare.
Now, for those that want to know, is the Advantage plan in addition to A and B or in lieu of A and B?
Right. So it's A and B moves under the insurance company when you pick an Advantage plan.
Okay.
But and then you get extra benefits.
You get extra
because
benefit.
of
Okay,
that.
got it. So okay.
So you
I know
can
what you're
have
saying.
Medicare A and B and no Advantage plan.
Correct.
And the A and B then is run by the government.
Right.
But if you pick, say, Blue Cross as an Advantage plan, then A and B now comes under Blue Cross, and they have to give, they're regulated, they have to provide at least the same benefits that you were getting under the
For
government.
the same price?
But it's you can get a lot more benefits.
Yeah,
as well.
the Advantage plan has a lot of perks.
Yes.
Yes.
Did
a lot
I
of
find
goodies.
out? Yes.
So, I mean, I know that when I turn 65, I already know, unless something changes between now and then, I definitely want an Advantage plan based on the perks. I don't want just straight A and B.
Right.
So,
I mean,
a lot of cool stuff.
He advised me, and I changed to an Advantage plan, got the perks. It didn't cost me any more money a month.
And you get perks.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
I had one gentleman talking to me yesterday. He had one particular plan. It turns out, because he had some catastrophic illnesses, turns out that it's fine. The premiums were fairly high, but they covered a lot of stuff, and he didn't have to pay the $40 per copay as he did for another plan that he compared for every time he went to a specialist. But it turns out that the premiums for this other plan, the added on benefits that he was paying more for, he would have to go to a doctor or specialist 10 times a month just to break even. So just because it's free
doesn't
on
mean
one
it's-
end doesn't
yeah.
mean you're not getting the shaft on the other end, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you're probably talking about a supplement.
Yes,
plan,
supplement.
Yeah.
Yeah, the supplement costs much more than the offsetting of the copay.
Yeah. Now, initially, I thought because I've got a chronic illness, rheumatoid arthritis, but I'd go on a supplement plan. But when I actually looked at all the pluses and minuses, it just became clear that I'd save a lot more money by being on an Advantage plan than on a supplement plan.
That's what he's found out.
There are a few people that might not be the case for, and that's why you've got to be very careful when you've got to treat each case individually.
Okay. You're taking appointments now, have people come by and see you at certain times?
I'm not in the Walmart anymore.
Yes.
But I'm seeing 2 people this morning, for instance.
Okay, good. So if they want to make an
so-
appointment with you,
Yes.
how do they do that?
They can call me on my number is 252-373-4056. That's 252-373-4056.
And you're making appointments at basically at their convenience.
Yes, yeah. I can either meet people in their home or go to a McDonald's or meet somewhere there.
All right. Well, that's good.
I like that.
I do too. That's a personal way of doing things.
Well, some people may like that you can come to their home.
Well, some
So,
people may
yeah.
be kind of like, not
Yeah.
wanting to get out.
Some people don't want to go out.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's a
Kelly
good-
doesn't like going out.
I hate going out places.
Too many people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other thing, I can help people over the phone as well, because
Mhm.
I've signed up people, through the internet or over the phone. So we
So
can do
there's
it
a lot
that
of
way as
ways
well.
to do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just strongly advise you folks, if they're reaching out to you and you haven't recalled signing on a mailer or something like that, because a lot of the folks, I understand that you have an illness. So I want to know where they get this misinformation that I understand you have back pain. I can get you a brace. It won't cost you anything. Where did they get this misinformation?
word.
Everybody's got back pain.
That's probably it. Everybody's got back pain. So you may phone 10 people and you might hit 3 of them that have got back pain. And they say, oh, okay.
Yeah, and my feet hurt too. What about it? So
Yeah.
and some of them get rather specific. I want to know how they know that I'm 65 or older.
They're looking it up.
That you can. There are apps. I mean, I can. I can go onto an app right now and find out the address of people that are turning 65 right now.
But that's
and
scary.
And that you are actually, if you sell Medicare supplement plans, which I do, you can door knock those people. You are allowed to door knock those people.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one thing that some agents could do. I don't myself.
In this day and age, to me, it would be a little frightening to door knock people. If you're somebody like me who will answer the door with a gun, because I actually have scared my neighbor half to death one time, but I didn't recognize him. And dude, it's getting late and don't come to my door
At
unannounced.
3 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be
My
greeted by
friends
somebody who's
know
not nice.
if you're coming to Kelly's house, you better let her know ahead of time. I'll either A, not answer the door, or B, I'll have something in my hand. I mean, that's just how that works. So, yeah.
Welcome to America.
That's
Well, you
America
have
now.
to.
America.
Too much
Thank you
bad out
for
there.
coming in and
Yes,
sharing
thank you.
your
As
information,
always.
Yeah.
answering our questions. I'm sure apparently we have some individuals who are sending stuff in.
They are.
Yes,
They're excited.
Yes. I'm giving them phone numbers and stuff. so
Excellent.
I can't
That's what
look.
I'm doing.
I keep Peter's card. It stays in my little glass case.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Just in
have it
case
in my
you-
wallet. Yes. And I have him on. I have his information right here too.
Speed dial.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
even
So when somebody
clients.
wants something, I can give it to them.
I've got clients that talk about that all the time. Here, call Peter. So
There you go.
Right.
absolutely.
Works out.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
appreciate that.
I'm,
Now,
I'm your PR person now. So
Now,
Yes.
at Christmas, you don't like that doctor with that. I can tell you what she wants.
Mhm. Yeah, a great big old bottle of that.
Chivas
Yeah.
Chivas
It may
Regal.
not.
I don't think that.
rocking.
Oh, that's for medicinal though. Yeah. Guinness just in general. But yeah.
She's
Rock
got-
and rye, if you've got a bad cold, you just drink a little swig of that rock and rye and it will
it's-
clear your
She
cold up.
finds it at the ABC pharmacy.
Yes. They can't, it's been out, Raven. It's been a tough sale, this sickness.
Oh, really?
People been I even went home looking
I know a
for it.
moonshiner does the same thing.
It's not the same. It don't work the same. I
Oh,
tried
that
it.
little
I'm
jar of
telling you.
moonshine will
Got
certainly
to be
clean
rock
you
and
out.
rye.
Whew.
Yeah.
Peter, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. to me.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back here. Of course, we've got Fox News coming up in about 2 minutes or a little bit less. And thanks to Peter for coming in this morning.
Yes.
He's
always good information.
He's got great information, and some stuff that that a lot of folks don't think about.
Agreed.
And they know that it's needed. It's, I don't want to call it a necessary evil, but because it's not evil, it's just it's confusing. It's really very confusing.
It is confusing.
And what do I need? I don't know. I'm not one of those guys that do all that research. Is he all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, it's like I told you, I saw him at Walmart and I thought, oh gosh, he would be great to have on the show. And I got talking to him. 10 minutes later, he got me a better plan. Had me signed up.
He is awesome. I took someone there that I am the protected payee for, and changed their plan. I mean, he was so patient. We were there like an hour, over an hour, and probably an hour and 20 minutes.
Yes.
Because we had a lot of questions. But I mean, he was awesome. He is so easy to work with, and he knows his stuff.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, I stopped by. Robbie and I did to talk with him, and it turns out that our Advantage plan is probably the best thing that we could already get. So he's not going to high pressure you into doing something different.
No.
Well,
so that's the difference.
Changing my plan to an Advantage plan, it saves me $100 a month on my insurance costs.
Yeah.
Plus, it gives me perks, and everything else stayed the same. So generally when I go to a doctor, I pay no copay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
So
Good.
it is great.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
you've got two plans anyway. You
I
got
have
a
two
retirement.
plans. Yeah, I have
insurance. So,
right.
But
yeah,
that's
kind of like
good.
what Robbie's got. So, she got state retirement, and then she got the other plans and all that sort of good stuff. So,
well, one of the things I have to say I liked about Peter was for the individual that I am the protected payee for, they're considered low income. He on his own said, let me check to see if you qualify for that extra help. And they were already getting it, but he verified that they were still getting it by switching the plan. I mean, a lot of people would not always go above and beyond like that, but he did. He's so patient, so easy to work with.
That person you were talking about, her and I were texting back and forth about the plan and what we could do. And, she was all excited about going to the gym.
Yeah,
and
because
I was like,
that gym thing is a big deal.
It is a big
silver sneakers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
awesome.
Silver.
Heck yeah.
Well, that's what they call it.
Is it? They call it. Yeah. Silver sneakers. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
it's
for
awesome.
my plan anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I have not taken advantage of it yet. I just I was.
You can't right now.
Why?
I don't think you can yet.
Well,
I can get in the water. Places as a pool.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
That's good. I'm talking about you can't be out there on the weight machine.
I don't want to do that
Okay.
anyway. No, I wouldn't.
I have a gym at my house, Rayford. You can come over that and do the bike.
No, I don't think so.
I have the bike. I have a recumbent bike.
I have a gym in the garage, so I'm good right now.
There's a bike over there.
Yes.
I got my mom a recumbent bike, and I bought it because it helps.
What is
if
it?
you have recumbent bike, so you're kind of laying back and doing it.
My sister-in-law has one of those.
They're
And
all
I'll see them coming down the
Look,
street.
Y'all know how pitiful I am. My mom rides 13 miles a day. I have not ever
13.
got to that. Like, my mother's 84. She gets on that recumbent bike. She just takes off. Yeah. It's embarrassing.
I
to
had
be
my
honest.
regular bicycle all fixed up, new tires, everything. It was
sold mine.
beautiful. I have not even gotten on it yet. I need to sell mine. It's a good bike. It's like a beach bike, but
That's how mine was.
yeah.
I never rode that. I rode it once and I'll never do this
I don't
again.
like to go out in the streets anymore.
No,
You
it's
never know if you're going to get
dangerous.
run over or
Yeah.
shot at. I'd
No.
rather just stay home and exercise.
Come to her house.
Yes.
No, you get greeted by some crazy woman with a
I'm
gun.
putting a sauna in there too. You'll
Not a
benefit
sauna?
from that.
Yeah, I think we
Sauna.
should have a workout night at Kelly's house.
There you go.
Yeah,
And
that'll
we'll
be done
have some
Friday.
Margaritas after.
I got to keep my shirt on, though, right?
No, shirts are optional for you, Rayford.
Don't-
For
Oh,
you. I said for you.
You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSMA. Got to give you some news about a raccoon here when we come back. Don't go away.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
After passing new House rules, the first bill passed by the now Republican-controlled House would cut funding for the Internal Revenue Service. Fox's Jared Halpern.
The funding was included in the Democrats' Inflation Reduction Act last year to help the IRS boost its workforce and increase audits for top-earning individuals and businesses. The Congressional Budget Office estimates the Republican measure could decrease tax receipts by $186 billion over the next 10 years.
It doesn't have enough support to get to the Senate, though. President Biden in Mexico City today meets with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and again with Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador about fighting drug smuggling across the border.
Now we can tackle it, which I think we're well on our way to doing.
They're also talking about how to increase manufacturing in the Americas and reduce supply chain reliance on China. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Still shirtless? I'm not.
No, you're not.
You just can't get past that man calling
I
yesterday.
am naked, though, underneath my clothes, as Tim says.
Yes.
Welcome back. The second hour here, live and local.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, got a call from my wife. She said, hey, there's a raccoon out in the yard. Got the neighbor's granddaughter had spotted it. He's kind of falling down or stumbling or having some issues.
Uh-huh.
So it'd been, daytime raccoons.
It's not a good thing.
Not
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
This one was walking up and down the road out here and back and forth and kind of wobbling more than anything else. So she was trying to get through to animal control, left a message. And meanwhile, the mailman came up and they were discussing it. And he said, I've already gotten through. And so, folks, some people were stopping and taking pictures.
Why would you get near it? No.
Well,
what
they
are you
said
doing?
apparently they did it from inside their car.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But, do not approach wild animals. Do not approach any animals that are acting kind of weird.
No.
But wild animals like foxes, during the daytime, if you see a fox out and particularly stumbling around, possums or
Yeah.
raccoons. Raccoons are
Raccoons.
notorious for
Yes.
for contracting rabies.
Mhm.
Okay. And then make sure you secure your pets.
Yes.
And if you do see something like that, they're, I didn't see him. I went looking for him. I did not find him. Hopefully animal control or somebody found him.
Hope so.
But it's just one of those things.
I told you that happened to me one time. One got in my yard and you could tell he was sick and he had like one eye and he was stumbling. And I was trying to figure out how to get him out of the yard. And I ended up having to call animal control, which no one was on duty. And the sheriff's department advised me to call state wildlife. So I got a hold of them and they sent a contract agent out and I had to pay him $20 to take the raccoon out of my yard.
Well, I mean, I understand why you did that.
It's not
Yes.
not wildlife to
Yeah.
they don't handle those
Yeah.
things.
Right.
They will have a contract.
Right.
with it.
They had a
But-
contractor come out and I was like, but it's not my raccoon, but
Mhm.
here's your $20. Just take it,
Yeah,
please.
get it out of here.
Because I couldn't let my
Yeah.
dogs out.
No.
It's my dogs that alerted me to it
Yeah.
at 4 o'clock in the morning. So
Oh, okay.
I was able to get them in and shut in the house.
Well, Rayford, I know Tony Paget listens,
Uh-huh.
and I'm wondering if he will know whether animal control was able to come on this street and find that
I
rabid
don't know.
raccoon or not. So, Tony, if you can let us know, that'd be
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
I hope.
'Cause I have to walk to my
Hopefully
car
somebody
later. I'll
found
be
it.
out here like a ninja walking around to my car. I'm just saying. You'll see it. Get your
Big
cameras
stick.
ready, everybody.
No, don't get your cameras ready.
Rayford, don't you post that video. If you see me ninjaing out there to my car. Yeah.
Hello, Steve. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Doing well. Hope you are too.
Oh,
Yep.
fine. We got a rabid raccoon for sale. You want him?
Yeah.
Yeah, wrangle him on up and bring him over.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
I usually keep some firecrackers or poppers around the house. To just something like that comes around, I can throw it out there, and it tends to run them off. And if it don't, then you got a problem.
No, I don't have a problem.
Well, you've got I used to say a 50-cent problem, but it's probably a $5 way costs have gone up.
No, I stopped yesterday and picked up some other stuff.
Hey, I wanted to give a public service announcement right quick. Earlier this morning, you were talking about how people bathe babies and rubbing alcohol. So that's an old way. We don't do that anymore.
I thought I had that. We're not supposed to do that anymore.
Yeah. You isopropyl alcohol is absorbed through the skin, so
Right.
it's bad for babies, and also the fumes from it. They inhale them. It's
Yes.
bad for them. So,
Yes.
anything like that, a home remedy, I highly suggest people Google anything like that they ain't never tried before.
Yep.
Before you try.
Call
it.
your doctor.
Yes.
If your baby's got a fever that high, call your
that's
doctor.
too much of a risk, to be taken. But a cool water bath has a similar effect, and it's not as dangerous. But not a cold water bath, a cool water bath.
Yeah. You don't want to shock them.
Right. And the gentleman that was sitting there that said he was running a temperature of 107.
That was his home thermometer. It's he probably
doing that at home, I would say that's really risky.
Yeah.
Anything above 105, and I'd want to be at the hospital myself.
Yep.
I don't know how everybody else feels, but
Well, he eventually went and got medicine.
108 is considered terminal.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But anyway, that was my public service announcements on that side.
We appreciate it.
Something I wanted to ask y'all yesterday, and I never got around to it, was did y'all get to see Kevin McCarthy after he got elected speaker to come out and announce it wasn't his organizational skills, that it was all Trump? That Trump was the reason that he got elected speaker.
Did he say that?
I didn't see.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't?
No.
I didn't.
Yeah, you should really see it, man. He come out and then he went into this little quick speech about how everybody thinks Trump's not viable, that he's still viable in the Republican Party. He really tried to blow a lot of life back into Trump's campaign.
He just
I'm
needs to
gonna
leave
leave him
it
not to
alone.
do that.
Sound like a lot of smoke to me.
I highly suggest you look it up. It's sad.
Yeah,
but anyway,
take a look at that.
I just wanted to ask if y'all had heard about that. I thought maybe y'all might have
No,
missed it, 'cause
I
it
think
doesn't seem to be covered a whole lot.
After they finally elected him and Hakeem gave his speech and McCarthy gave his and they handed the gavel, I think it's about time I finally closed my eyes. So I missed that.
That was comments that he made after he came out of the chamber.
Right.
And it was, after the proceedings were over.
I didn't hear it. And I don't.
It's worth looking up, man. I mean, everybody should see it for themselves.
Okay.
It was kind of like I said before. I feel like he's kind of a puppet, but that's my opinion. Maybe wrong.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, over there in the Carter, Onslow County area, that's your neck of the woods, right? Onslow and Carteret. Vandals. I don't know where you were over the weekend. Vandals.
How do you mean that?
Well, maybe he's a witness. Maybe he knows has some information. Vandals shattered 3 windshields on vehicles belonging to the Hammocks Beach State Park.
Oh no!
Trucks were parked at the old 4-H camp. Occurred sometime last week, not necessarily over the weekend. If you got any information, you can call the park at 910-326-4881. I'll give you that again in just a minute. Steve, I don't know what you...
that was this past weekend?
Yeah, over last week or over the weekend. I'm not sure when.
Yeah, that won't me.
It wasn't you?
Steve was busy. Yeah.
How about the week before?
No, I'm just thinking.
Anyway, that number again is 910-326-4881. That just costs money.
It does.
And this Hammocks Beach State Park is taxpayer run, funded. So come on, people.
Honestly, that sounds like some youth mischief.
Probably,
Yeah,
or
I would
some,
hope it's not an adult.
or some
It couldn't
drunks.
be an adult. I hope it's not a grown person.
Or disgruntled. There's so many possibilities with acts of
It
vandalism.
sounds like kids.
But it sounds like
I
kids,
was
but
gonna
it
say,
might
a lot
not
of
be.
times around
That's
here,
true.
that's what we get. Is kids.
It doesn't matter. It costs me money. It costs tax dollars.
Right. It don't make it right.
And somebody needs to pay for it. Other than me and you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I gotta say, I got in trouble for little things like that when I was young too, and I deserved it. I did it. So,
well,
you shouldn't do things like that.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You too.
910-333-0139. I didn't hear McCarthy. I didn't pay any attention.
I'm so excited. Look, I'm gonna tell you, I was so excited they were
excited
done
they
with that
voted.
nonsense. I was like, okay, good, we're good to go. And I saw them as they were calling people back into the back, and I didn't understand exactly what that was because this is not I don't watch this stuff. So
Right.
why were they calling those names of people going back there? Were they being sworn in with him?
That was the Democrats, because the Democrats held the House before McCarthy took over. The Republicans did, and it was just like, and they would call these up. It was just their way of bringing in McCarthy and turning it over to the Republicans.
Okay, because I didn't know why they were doing it because Nancy Pelosi was one of the people that they called up there too. They're calling his names. I didn't know any of the names.
Yes,
I was like, why are they
were
calling
all
these people?
Democrats.
Okay, I didn't know what that
Because
was.
the Democrats held the House prior to this.
Okay, that explains that. I didn't
Yeah.
have no idea.
Passing the gavel.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, gang. This is Mike over in Swansboro.
How are you?
How are you?
Mike.
I heard you give the story about the vandalism at the park.
Uh-huh.
And I just wanted to put a little context behind why those people may ask, well, why are those trucks just parked there? They're doing some renovation work on the mainland side of the park, specifically Teachers Building. It's historic, and they got a grant to refurbish it to the tune of $3.6 million.
Oh, my.
So they had to move the equipment that they had stored in their maintenance area, which is, to say it's secure, it's more secure than where it is at the 4-H camp. But because of construction, they had to move not only those 3 vehicles that had windshields shattered, but another like 7 or 8 different types of vehicles, plus a boat and some other equipment. But this is, the vandalism aside, is the fact that these are, for the most part, surplus that for some reason they're unable to sell. There's something up in Raleigh with the state that they can't sell this right now. So it's sitting there, just an asset, just sitting there. Now these 3 vehicles are worth less than they were 2 weeks ago. And I think it's, it's maybe something that the elected officials, our representatives, George Cleveland and Mike Lazar, a senator, might look into and see, what the deal is with our state parks and being unable to unload this surplus equipment.
I don't understand that.
Bought those trucks. I mean, to me, they look like, if they're not in running condition, they certainly have great parts to them. Somebody would buy them.
Well, what are they going to do? Just use them as artificial reef or something?
Right. Some of them are junk, but the ones that had the windshield shattered looked like they were. I mean, they drove over there. They got over there to the park. So while they do have cameras, and we know that's a fact because they caught Mr. Ronnie Hughes on camera dumping 3 kittens recently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not
So I
certain if
remember
cameras
that.
were pointed at that equipment during the time of the vandalism, but I'm going to try to find out. Talking to some people in Raleigh and to the park officials, but I said to one ranger, I said it's only a matter of time before these windows get broken out, and that's when he informed me that they had been broken. And I said next will be catalytic converters being stolen from them.
You sound like a prime suspect there, Mike.
Yeah.
Nope. He would never do that. Mike would never do that.
No.
He'll crack the case though.
Yep, that's right.
That's what he'll do. He'll figure out who did it.
We'll find,
Heck
I
yeah.
hope so. And you put the phone number out to the public too, and they can also call, Crime Stoppers as well too. If you want to remain anonymous, call Crime Stoppers. Leave a tip if you know.
Sure.
Like Steve said, it sounds like it's youth that did it, but who knows? Today.
Well, yeah,
pick up a rock and throw it.
who knows? It can be anybody, somebody who's just mad at the with the park. Maybe you could have disgruntled ex-employees. You could have all sorts of things, or again, like I suggested, a drunk could go by.
Yeah. But I would bet dollars to donuts that the perpetrator or perpetrators probably lives within a certain small
Likely.
radius.
I bet you're right.
So
More than
Yeah,
likely.
I agree.
Not much.
And like I said, it's a beautiful setting where these cars are parked. This equipment is parked now. It's one day going to be campsites, but right now it kind of looks like a little junkyard, to be honest.
Okay.
Sitting on a knoll overlooking Queens Creek. So.
I don't know why it can't be declared surplus and sold.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to be interesting is the fact that you have a lot of you're going to have a lot of people coming to this groundbreaking, including elected officials and state officials. It's on January 27th at 1 p.m. at Hammock Beach State Park.
Oh.
So they would, if they don't know by then, they will before they leave, because I'm going to be there as well.
Good.
Good for you.
Bring
it.
Put get some signs and put them out.
Yeah.
They won't let the parks sell these things, so here they sit.
Yeah.
Well, and think about this too. I think there's 58 state parks in North Carolina, and I'm sure they all have some surplus equipment. It's not going to be. I mean, looking at a budget of $23 billion in the state or something like that, it's probably a drop in the bucket. But hey, I'd like that bucket to be mine. They were dropping it.
Absolutely.
Like you said, it's taxpayer money, so let's bring it, sell it and move ahead, but just don't let it sit there and rust.
All right. Michael, thank you, sir, as always.
All right. Thanks, you.
Mike.
Straight from the Chamber of Commerce
That's
and
right.
all things associated.
In the borough.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and take a break here,
Yeah.
get some weather, and come back. I want to talk about what the House of Representatives did last night, one of their first orders of business, which I kind of like.
I watched it. I watched it
kinda
all the
like
way
it.
up to midnight.
Oh my.
You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway here in Jacksonville and Main Street in Maysville. Half-cut, boneless strip loin, just $7.99 a pound. Boneless New York strip steak is only $6.79 a pound. Whole bottom round, just $3.39 a pound. Whole bone-in pork loin is only $1.39 a pound. 10 pounds or more fresh ground beef, just $2.39 a pound. And whole chickens, just $1.49 a pound. And remember, they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanders Farm chicken at the pig, and they cut the beef and pork fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. Over in produce, you get a 1 pound package of fresh Florida strawberries for just $2.99. Delicious sweet red cherries are only $4.99 a pound. A 3-pack package of extra large slicing tomatoes is only $2.99 a package. Sweet blueberries, only $3.99 a pint. How about fresh zucchini or yellow squash, just $1.99 a pound. A 6-ounce package of raspberries or blackberries is only $2.99. Fresh California navel oranges are only 59 cents each, and yellow onions are only $1.39 a pound. And you get 3 6-packs of Cokes or Sprite for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway in Jacksonville. And remember, save big with the pig.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Down at Tideline Marine, if you haven't been in there lately, you need to stop by during the Christmas season. George and Elise were down there rearranging the store and making things a lot easier to find, associating like things together. Fishing tackle, for instance, it got a whole new display of it. And you may as well get familiar with it because they've got a whole bunch more coming in. Talked to George yesterday, and he said that, he placed the order, and normally he gets the orders done. The Tideline has traditionally done it and waited until like March or April to start getting the supplies in. He placed the order for their first delivery date. So the earlier, the better. And that means they'll have special deals for you. It's January. We're halfway through the month of January,
Spring
almost.
is around the corner.
And we're going to find a lot of you folks are going to find that, God, I wish I had got my boats ready by now. I let it set up from last year. What you need to do is on some of these warm days, like you're going to tell us about Thursday.
Thursday will be a warm day. Yeah.
70 degrees.
70.
Yeah,
High
and
of
there's going to be
70,
some days like that. You might
Yeah.
want to take your boat and take it down to the river and just drop it in there and start it up, or try to.
Okay.
And make sure it's running. Now, just starting it up on a hose at home, that just tells you that it starts up and you got a good battery. That doesn't tell you that it's getting all the fuel that it should under a load. You've got to put it out there on the water, give it some throttle, and bring it up to speed. Make sure it's doing like it's supposed to be. If it's not, get her in. Get her in now. The sooner you get it in, the sooner you get it back, and the sooner you'll know that it's ready for the spring, because the spring is not that far away. A strong but Tideline Marine can help you with all those issues, by the way. Tideline Marine's at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. A strong but fast-moving cold front is going to cross the area Thursday night. After a warm day on Thursday. Early Friday, it'll be here. Cooler, high pressure returning by the weekend. Northwesterly winds today about 5 knots, becoming westerly this afternoon. Seas 2 to 3, looking nice. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers are pretty flat today. Northerly winds tomorrow 5 to 10 knots, becoming easterly in the afternoon, 2 to 3 footers again. Dominant period 8 seconds today and tomorrow. Great days to go out on the water. Sounds and rivers only a light chop. Southwesterly winds on Thursday 5 to 10 knots, becoming southerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 in the morning. It may kick up a little bit in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers will have a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon.
Today, partly sunny, a high of 57. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 35. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 61. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a low of 43. And on Thursday, partly sunny, a high of 70. Little gusty with gusts as high as 15. But then Thursday night looks like it's going to rain, mainly after midnight or so. But in between that, it'll be mostly cloudy, low of 52. But because there's a 70% chance of rain, I think we're going to get some.
Yeah.
And Friday, the temperature drops down to 61.
Yeah, well, and then it's going to be cold at night.
Oh, yeah.
Towards the
Friday
weekend.
night, 33.
Yeah.
Saturday
yeah.
night, 28. Yes,
Uh-huh. Got to get some more wood.
Yeah.
That's
Chop
where
it
you
up.
want to be in those PJs and
Heck
have
yeah,
a
the
fire
fireplace.
roaring.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Y'all got one of those little onesies that you put on, like got feet in them and stuff like that for your pajamas?
No,
You don't?
I used to have some, but I don't have any anymore.
I don't either.
Yeah.
What are those things that are advertised on TV a couple of years ago? Snuggies or
The
something?
Oh
Snuggies.
yeah.
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 No.
I don't like to be that bundled up. It's just like,
It's constricting.
yes, it's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I got into a little trouble yesterday.
Okay, what'd you do?
It's your fault, by the way.
Why?
What?
What'd you do, Lee?
What?
Lee's fault.
What did you do?
I don't
She
know.
mentioned the A word yesterday.
The A word.
Yeah.
What A word?
What A word?
Yeah.
The one you got at home, the one that we've got up here.
Oh, the ALEXA word.
Oh.
Yes.
Ours
Oh,
went
You
crazy.
started it.
That's what
I
you
did
get.
not start
Yes,
it.
did
You
he?
I
started-
hope Robbie kicked your butt for that.
She did.
Good. Yay, Robbie. Good job.
'Cause ours went crazy, and she came down at one point in time after I was going to come down here and snatch that microphone right away
I
from you.
love it. Yeah.
That's what her plan was.
Good.
Mhm.
We'll let it
I
happen.
learned not to
Yeah.
leave the radio on while I'm gone.
I locked the door this morning so she can't get in.
Oh.
I'll let her in. No, all
You
she gotta do is
worried me
knock,
with the
and I'll
A
let her
word.
in.
I said, did I
Yeah.
say something bad?
What did you say?
Anyway.
Yeah.
The new House of Representatives decided last night they did not like the money the administration wants to add.
That's right.
So they can hire a bunch of brand new IRS agents. Many of those agents would be armed to go after Americans who may owe income taxes or may not. They want to bleed us dry, is what the plan was. The House voted to rescind more than $70 billion in funding to the Internal Revenue Service last night, one of their first acts as a new Congress. Yay. And that's one of the things that Kevin McCarthy promised to do to prevent the agency from hiring tens of thousands of these new agents and conducting new audits on Americans. They're just going to go out and nail us, nail us to the cross, make us bleed.
Phew. Well, they need to process the thousands and thousands and thousands of returns that they haven't got to yet.
Yeah, well,
they need to focus on that.
I want them to go after the money that they're supposed to be getting.
Right.
Because there's so many people that are not paying taxes. But my God, why not target the individuals? 87,000 new IRS
Take
positions.
some of those and hire border agents.
Well, we could put them on the border.
That's,
they
there you go. Put
collect
those.
everything. Good morning, Doug. Long time no hear.
Really?
Yes. Once again, I have to call up and explain how government works to you folks.
Well,
Shaking my head.
irrationally is how they work.
What happened yesterday, Rayford? What happened? They voted
Last night?
So what happens next with this thing?
Oh, the bill?
Yeah,
It's going to go hang around the Senate.
where nothing happens to it.
And then it's going to, well, in case something does happen. Well, I don't know, to rescind it, to rescind this order, I think. I don't know. I've got to look into that. I do not know how that part works, Doug.
Well, I do.
Okay.
Because I'm brilliant like that, Rayford. You know,
Yeah, your brilliance
you're
is
right.
showing.
Your first inclination was right. The House passes this bill because it's already been approved by both houses and signed by the president. So the House passes this bill. It has to go to the Senate, where it won't go anywhere. And even if it does somehow go somewhere, the president has already signed a veto. But here are all these Republicans, Lauren Boebert and others who are on Twitter going, look what we did. We were sitting up. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. We still win. We're going to get our agents. We're going to get our 87,000 new employees. They're not all agents, by the way. They're employees of the IRS. Not all, a very small fraction of them are agents. But the point is, this is what hurts is half the country right now thinks that something was done. Absolutely nothing was done yesterday of any consequence.
You mean
But
nothing
go
was
ahead and
accomplished?
Celebrate it like you did something, but you didn't. That's fine. We end up winning anyways.
Well, so you're happy with the government growing by 87,000 positions, new people, right?
Sure, those are high-paying jobs, good for the economy. Did you happen to see the jobs reports yesterday?
I did
Or
not.
last week, I should say.
I saw one last week. I did not see anything yesterday.
And once again, it was higher than expected new job creation under this president, 222,000 new jobs. We have the lowest unemployment rate in the history of this country. This president is...
We have the lowest unemployment rate in the
brilliant.
history of this country. Is that what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having trouble hearing.
Oh, I'm said.
Yeah.
How about now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay. You said we have the lowest unemployment rate in the history of this country?
Yes. It was like 6% when Biden took it over. It's now under 4%.
Well, people are going back to work now that they aren't getting those COVID funds
Jobs
anymore.
are being created, good paying jobs that people can provide for their family on.
How about all of the people that just came off of the job market? They're just no longer part of the unemployment rate. They just they're not working, and they're just not eligible for unemployment anymore because they're being paid elsewhere. There are a lot of people like that that are not accounted for.
Can you put a number on it?
I cannot. That's what I just said. They're not
okay,
accounted
then
for.
You don't know.
They're not
We're
accounted
talking
for.
about our new jobs being created. You can see it every month in the monthly report.
Uh-huh.
I know you don't want to give this president any credit, but this president is getting the job done.
Well, I think
and you
history.
guys can't even decide who your leader is going to be.
Everybody just needs to get off of that. He's the Speaker of the House now. Let's move on. Last night, the Democrats were so violent and vicious in all their little speeches towards the Republicans. How are we ever going to get anything done? Everybody needs to get past it. Let's work together. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, we got past it. We were firmly in support of who we wanted. You guys turned the fisticuffs.
There was never a punch thrown.
That was much.
Somehow this guy from North Carolina.
That was much ado about nothing.
Grabs this Rogers guy,
right?
Who, if you've seen Rogers in person, has the world's worst toupee. And I must give credit to who was the representative that sustained him. I think he's
Richard
from North Carolina.
Hudson.
He's from North Carolina, Hudson. Yes.
He managed to grab that man by the face without disrupting the toupee. That is an art. I'll give him that. But
the whole thing, he grabbed him. He tried to get him to
shutting
quiet
it down, and America is once again being reminded over and over again why this country is in a leftist turn at the moment.
All right. Do you think that Biden is actually going to run for re-election, or is it just a lot of hype on his part?
I'd be shocked if he did.
If he did or did not?
Did not.
Okay. So you don't think
because he's got? I mean, listen. Look at how well this guy's doing. Look at his support. He's got the job for another 4 years if he wants it. Who walks away from that?
Well, the situation is, I don't think that his health is going to allow him. And yes, I really think that he's going to back away from running. I'm shocked that he hasn't made an announcement. And of course, he hasn't been in office 2 years yet, that he's going to be pulling out. It would not surprise me that after the 21st of this month, that he says, you know what, I'm going to have to step away for family and my health.
Okay. You want to place a bet as to whether?
No, I don't bet on anything.
Okay. So how do I, when it's very clear that I'm right and you're wrong, how do I celebrate that if there's no money on the line?
Well, do you have to have money to celebrate?
It's easier to wave the money in your face and say, Doug was right. Doug was right. So I need something of substance.
Well, I just said I would not be surprised if he did this. I'm not going to bet on it one way or the other.
What about this? What about if Joe Biden announces he's running for re-election, you will take on air there in your new studios, you will take a pie to the face.
Nope. I
put
put pie on a plate, and
I will take a pie to the face.
I got some pie up there in the refrigerator. I'm probably going to have a slice as soon as the show is over with today. It's a key lime pie, meringue key lime pie.
Really
no, I'm not going to take a pie to the face.
Let's bet a pie on the face.
Nope.
Kelly can initiate the pie.
No.
All right.
I want to thank you for one thing, Doug.
What's that?
For not asking me to take my shirt off this morning like our caller did yesterday.
Well,
Doug, he said that Rayford was looking buff, and he said, "You obviously work out. Will you take your shirt off?" Kelly and I were offended.
They wanted him to ask
you were offended
them.
that you weren't asked.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, they
why
were.
is he going to Rayford and not us girls? You know, we were like, Rayford got one sweet on him.
When was the last time you were in a outside with your shirt off, Rayford?
Outside with my shirt off?
Yeah, like the way if you go to the beach, are you shirtless?
Well, I do a lot of diving in the summertime, so I change out, get rid of a shirt.
Well, on your fishing boat too.
And on my boat, sometimes I'm out without a shirt, but you know what? I do have to worry about things called melanoma. I had one of them removed last year. Don't want to have any more.
Have you ever streaked in your life?
Nope.
You've never streaked?
Nope. Oh yeah, from the bathroom, from the bathroom to the bedroom maybe, but.
All right. So now we know that you sleep in the nude.
Nope. I had to go to the bedroom to get in. That's where the pajamas were.
Lord.
Okay.
Nice try, Doug.
All right, so we've agreed on a pie in the face.
Wrong.
No pie in the face.
All right.
I don't want to waste a good pie.
And then I'm worried about the Democratic side.
Well, all right, I'm getting into my car. I'm going to go start the day making the world a better place to live. That's what I do on a daily basis.
Well, don't have another wreck on your way.
I won't.
That's
I won't.
not good.
But
You
you guys have a good day.
No, I didn't jinx him.
Chatting with you. I'm glad you're doing okay. We've talked a number of times since then, but you know.
Who was the first person to show up at your last wreck? Well, I don't know whether it was your last one, the one that I'm familiar with. Who was the first person there to help you out?
Not you. You came there with a camera.
Well, that was to document it in case you needed some proof later on for court.
I was in pain, rolling on the ground, and I look up and there's Ray.
You
Firth
weren't
with his
rolling
camera.
on the ground. You were pinned inside your car.
People said I was a lesser man would have died from that car wreck.
Yeah.
But
treated and released at the hospital.
Goodness gracious.
you guys have a good day.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Remember, say a prayer for President Biden and the great work.
Oh,
he's
he
doing.
needs all of.
Say a prayer for the world.
He needs all the prayers he can get.
Yes, absolute.
All right.
Bye.
I'll talk to you guys later.
See
Bye.
ya.
Bye. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, poor Doug did. That wreck. I felt really bad for him, and I went down because it was only a couple of blocks from me.
Mm-hmm.
I went down to get some still pictures in case something came of it.
Insurance
You really want
purposes,
pictures,
right? Yes.
for and just in case. I strongly recommend anybody involved in an accident. And if you're critically injured, of course, you're going to have problems. But I strongly encourage you to document everything because you have no clue what the other party's going to say. And regardless of whether it goes a criminal case or not, there's always the possibility of, that person, that I'm going to sue that sucker.
That's why when you take pictures too of both vehicles, don't take just pictures of the damage. Take pictures all the way around the whole vehicle.
Take it from somebody who's been there. Walk 360 degrees. Do what I used to call four corners. Shoot all four corners from all directions, and not just up close.
That's right.
Damage is easy. That damage ain't going away, so that's no big deal.
You take
skid
the full
marks,
vehicle. Right? Skid
anything
marks.
like that.
Chalk them off if you have chalk.
I don't.
I learned that from doing investigations for the post office.
Yeah. So, but anyway, get as much recorded as possible.
Right.
Everybody's got a camera on their phone.
That's right. Take a picture. Take a video.
And just put it in your file somewhere because it could be a couple of years.
That's right.
Before something
You
comes
never
of it.
know.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Famous Mai Tai restaurant is open for in-house dining for your enjoyment, and now features a seafood dinner buffet beginning at 4 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, and from 11 till 9 on Sundays. All you can eat seafood for just $14.95. Located on Drive, Mai Tai is open Tuesday through Sunday from 11 till 9. Featuring a lunch and seafood dinner buffet, appetizers, entrees with all your favorite beef, chicken, and seafood combinations. Their hibachi comes with onions, zucchini, and your choice of fried or steamed rice. Lunch buffet is just $12.95 and dinner $14.95 for all you.
Caller, hold on just a minute. We'll be right with you.
65382 or 910-346-6675 and online at mythainc.com. Delivery available through your favorite app. All you can eat dinner seafood buffet 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and Sundays 11 till 9. My Thai restaurant for over 35 years.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
We had a caller going into the break there, but they hung up during the break. Didn't want to wait, I guess, or maybe just got disconnected.
Right.
Welcome back. Let's see what else we got cooking today. The Air Force, Airmen and Guardians. You ready for that?
Yes.
You know who the Guardian is? That's the Space Force.
Oh, the Space Force.
Yeah. Airmen and Guardians will no longer have to go through the dreaded abdominal tape tests, but will have their waist and height measured to keep tabs on their physical health and physique under a new assessment, according to the Department of the Air.
Okay. Abdominal tape. Oh, what does that mean?
I have no clue. We got a couple of callers. Good morning. Who's this? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Deplorables.
Hello. How are you, sir?
Hey, Theo.
How are you?
Doing fine. How are you?
I don't want to call you deplorables, but the way you guys talk, I just can't help it. You know, you want us to get together. He said, can we get along? Yes, son. Did you hear the senator you had this morning say anything good about the Democrats? Anything?
Why would
we weren't even talking about the Democrats, though, with him.
Okay. He mentioned Biden a couple of times, right, in a bad way.
Right, as president.
Have you heard Craig Murphy say anything good about the Democrats? Anything, all the time he's been coming on. He still brings Afghanistan into the picture. Afghanistan, after that. He still brings it 9 out of 10 times when he calls you, he talks about Afghanistan. Have you heard him say anything good about the Democrats? How are we going to get along with these people? Have nothing to say. We don't do anything good with these people, right?
Well, did you watch them yesterday during the House while the House was in session?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Well, you go back and watch that and listen to when the Republicans got up to talk about something. They weren't attacking the Democrats, but every time the Democrats got up, they were just viciously attacking the Republicans. And that's what I'm saying. Just there's no need for it.
Okay, so get your people over there. When they come over there, ask them. Say, do you agree with the Democrats on anything? And let me hear them.
Well, we had one Republican vote on the Democrat side yesterday.
Okay. That McCarthy, you've heard of Rhino, right? McCarthy is a Sino, speaker in name only. Okay? That's all he is. And that unaffiliated over there, that you got that guy unaffiliated, that guy that's all dressed up, nowhere to go.
Okay.
You know?
You talking about me?
Yeah,
you.
Okay.
Of course. So listen. Donald Trump was not audited the last 4 years. It's more, but 4 years. The man did not pay any tax in 2 years out of his 4 years. Nothing. A billionaire paid no tax. So now they're saying that they're going to go and hire more agents to cover these billionaires because the billionaires don't have easy tax forms. They're very complicated. They got lawyers on the payroll and this and that. You understand? So they need to go after the billionaires. That's where they're hiring more agents to go and get some money that should have been here a long time ago. You understand that, Mr. Unaffiliated?
I understand $70 billion in funding the Internal Revenue Service additionally for
Exactly.
87,000.
If you just get the money that Trump owes for at least 2 years, there's more, but at least 2 years, how much millions do you think you're going to get out of that? That's on one person.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Hold on. But I do know that he owes money. And yes, he's going to end up paying. He's holding off paying it. I mean, he knows he owes it, and the interest is up on it.
He wasn't going to show his tax.
Yes.
Because he was being audited. He was never audited.
He wasn't because I don't know whether he's not ever never audited or not.
They couldn't audit him because he was too complicated. His mess that he's got over there with his buildings and land and this and that. They didn't audit
I
him.
have never seen the Internal Revenue Service not audit somebody because it was too complicated. Those guys will audit a pig pen.
Okay. All right. So what's wrong with getting more agents so people will catch up on what they owe?
Why don't you just go collect what they owe?
They are. They're telling you they're short of people.
Why
There's
did they?
320 million people in this country.
Why do they need to audit?
How much is your force supposed to be?
Why do they just need to go audit? I mean, they've got all of these. They've got all of these returns.
Look into it, and you let
Just
us know
collect.
Tomorrow what the story is. Okay.
Okay, I don't know that I could ever look into it to find out what the story
I'm
is.
just saying, these people, these billionaires, the 10% that don't pay the amount of taxes, you all agree on that. Let them go audit them and get the money that the country deserves. All right, so let me hear something good from Greg Murphy when you have it and Tom Tillis the next couple of days, and then we can talk again.
Okay.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
And he didn't notice anything about what he called about yesterday.
I know it.
Dadgummit. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey guys, it's me again. I
Hey.
just want to jump in right quick on what he was saying right there. I'm kind of a news nerd, so I see a lot of things other people don't. If you go back to early last summer, the head of the IRS went before Congress and testified as to what he needed this additional funding for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of what Theo just said is that he said that they do not have the resources to audit the extremely wealthy. It takes multiple agents, multiple days or weeks or months to audit those people. And he was, by default, they were auditing mostly people who made less than $1 million a year. And that was unfair practices. And that he needed this additional funding to be able to target the extremely wealthy, because just like he said, they got to go up against teams of lawyers, lots of litigation that goes on when you're auditing people that are that rich.
Mm-hmm.
You have to check over offshore bank accounts have to be verified and checked. And that's what the director of the IRS stated he needed the money for. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true.
I would like to see that in writing, that he could show that.
But the point I'd like to make is the narrative that the Republicans are trying to push, that they're coming after normal working people, is not what was the stated reason by the director of the IRS. I don't know where they're getting it from. That just has to be something that they're assuming. That there's been nothing that has been produced that shows that that's what they want to use that money for. It's just the opposite of what they're saying.
Well,
I can't guarantee you that the guy was telling the truth, but if you want to go back and watch him testify, he seems very honest in his testimony. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there that, a lot of the people in the Republican are in that group of rich people that are going to be targeted by those 87,000 agents. So you might want to take what they say with a grain of salt.
435 congressmen go into Congress, and very few of them are rich to begin with, but they all are rich when they come out.
Oh, look at their
Well,
salaries.
there's a lot of Republicans that were rich already. I mean, that's just, there's a lot of Democrats as well.
Yeah.
And what you say is true also, that some people go in there poor and come out wealthy.
And they can't do that on $174,000 a year.
what you ought to do is look at how many Congress people sleep in their office because they can't afford to have a place in Washington. And you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people, a lot of congressmen in the House of Representatives that actually have to have a bed in their office. They sleep there. That's where they stay.
It's not that they cannot afford; it's that they choose them, in which there is a money for their. They choose to spend that on their office supplies and the personnel to run their office.
They don't have quite the budget that some of the other ones do, and there's some funny things that going up there in Washington to sit on those pay money. I still don't understand how that works. There's a fee to be on those committees. Who pays that? Where's that money come from? But anyway, I know time's short. I just wanted to throw that out there about
Thank you, sir.
And check it out for yourself.
All right, later.
Thanks, Steve.
You're live and local. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, ever-clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will...
I got a couple of callers. Joy, you'll be up first, so hang in there, and we'll get to both of you. We got plenty of time.
Only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back, and we got 2 callers. Joy, you're up first.
Good morning.
Good morning, Joy.
Just curious, real quick. I'm just curious about this. Before Trump was president, did we have more wealthier people than we did when he became president?
More
wealthy people?
More people who were wealthy?
I'm just wondering, since he was president, I mean, it seems like all this audit and IRS stuff started to come up. I mean, I would think we had just as many wealthy people then. All of a sudden, all this IRS and audit stuff starts to happen now. It's sort of like, I don't know. I'm sort of confused about all of it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I don't know where all the money came from, but anyway, I guess they have found it more confusing, according to what to Steve there, that requiring more people to be involved in auditing the number of wealthy because they hire so many lawyers to keep their money. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, the years prior, before Trump even came into play, how come this wasn't a problem then?
Don't know.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I do. Don't know. Don't have an answer.
I just sort of just was questioning that. I'm thinking, why all of a sudden they're getting to all of that? That was just a thought that sort of ran across. I would think probably there were maybe less people that made that much money and we got along fine with what we had, and all of a sudden we need to hire all these people, and but like it didn't really open up a can of worms until Trump became president. But
That might be the case. Don't
Trump,
know.
Biden, whomever,
All right, got one
So
more.
sort of curious
Yeah.
why what opened a can of worms.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll find out and put the lid back on that keg of worms. Thank you.
Okay, y'all have a good
Joy.
day.
Bye-bye. And another caller. Who's this?
Hey, Roy Bennett here. How you doing, Ray?
Hey,
Hello,
Royce,
Mr.
did you get my
Commissioner.
message?
Which one?
The one about the county being
This
closed
morning?
Monday? Yeah, I sent you one this morning.
Oh, no, I hadn't looked at that one. Yeah, we're closed on Monday, I guess. Yeah, we're closed on Monday. It's a holiday.
Okay.
Federal holiday.
Yeah, I know the city
Wanted to
put
end
out
on
an
a
announcement. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all right. Wanted to end on a positive note. A nonprofit called You Empower You has kicked off their Welcome Home project yesterday. I was there yesterday morning. What they've done is they work to it's a reentry group. They work to help people who are getting out of prison or just out of prison to assimilate back into our community, so they don't end up recidivists and end up right back in jail. And the Welcome Home project, they've arranged with the House of Rayford in Wallace to
All that.
hire up to 200 people, and they've got buses that are loading up at every day at the Onslow Community Outreach or New River Shopping Center across the street. They're loading up every day and taking people who want to go up to Wallace to work. It's a regular, full-time, paying job for people. They'll take it's a labor job, so they'll take just about anybody. There are no education requirements or anything like that. Anybody that wants to show up to work can get on the bus and go to Wallace and get a good job that pays well. Hopefully this will help to keep them out of jail and out of prison and out of the criminal justice system in the future. So I think it's a great project, and you can go to You Empower You webpage, I think, to find out more about it.
Royce, who is a person that oversees that You Empower You?
It's Michael Norelski.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, maybe we need to get him on the air here one day.
Yeah. If you send me his information when you get a chance, no, but I'd like to talk to him, see if he'd come on the air.
Yeah, I think he'd be good for you to get on the air.
Right.
They'll talk your ears off, though. So
It's okay. It's a talk show.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for, Royce.
He's a talker now. But, yeah, Mike's a great guy. He's working hard for our community, and I'll get you his contact.
Okay, I
Lee?
appreciate that. Thanks, Royce.
Royce, we appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, as always.
All right, y'all have a good day.
All right,
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Royce Bennett, Onslow County Commissioner. Okay, we're wrapping up for the day. I see tomorrow's Wednesday. We've got Dr. Rose in at
Dr.
7:30
Rose,
in the morning.
and we might have somebody else.
And yeah, I'm trying to remember who else it was. I know that we were discussing possibility of having Senator Tillis on tomorrow, but he's traveling,
I think
so he's scheduled
he's
for
Thursday,
Thursday.
yes.
And Congressman
Murphy.
possibly on
Yes.
Friday, or he could jump in tomorrow. It just depends upon what his staff is saying.
Right.
They're working with an extremely busy schedule that he's got after the first of the year here,
Yes,
as we've seen for the past week and a half now.
Yes, they
So,
voted on some different schedules with
Yeah,
the House under
yeah,
the rules.
yeah.
So
So anyway, okay. Kelly, of course, had to take her leave of absence. She had an appointment, a previous appointment. She had to run out of here, so she didn't have a chance to say goodbye. But I'm saying goodbye for her, and I'm
Yes.
saying goodbye for me.
and I'm saying goodbye to everyone and have a great day.
Great rest of your day. Fox News is now, and after that, you've got the Daily D's. Rick Dees will be in the house with his dose of Daily D's.
Mr.
Mr. Disco Duck himself. Google that song sometime and
Yes.
play it. I think you'll like it. He did it back in the 70s, was it?
73, I think.
Back then, way back then. And then at 3:00 this afternoon, Hollywood Man will be in our house, and he'll be spinning all the tunes that y'all like to hear. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. Have a good rest of your day.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The taking of classified documents found in a private office used by President Biden's under Justice Department investigation